Let's talk about background checks. Let's talk about who to hire next. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things.
Don't touch mine.
Hello, everybody. We are driving. I don't even know where I'm going right now. I don't even know where am I going. Oh, I know where I'm going. All right. I do want to talk to you guys about something that's really important. Okay, and it's super important. And this is background checks. Now, first and foremost, do you guys do background checks on your employees? And if you do, how do you do your background check? Do you go to your local inmate search? Do you do national database style or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you guys use to do background checks? I know in the beginning I was like, oh, I'm gonna do background checks, and then, you know, you don't do it, you don't want to spend the money and all that stuff and blah 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 blah. And so you don't really do a background check. You talk to the guy and you tell people you do background checks, but you ain't doing the background checks. You know what I'm saying? The background check is the conversation in the back of your head where you're going, I don't know about this dude, but I need somebody to mow the lawn, I need somebody to edge, so just hopefully nothing happens. That's kind of like most people's background checks, you know, when it comes to our industry. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, the bigger you are, you know, the national companies, they do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about the little guys, all right? The little guys. So, background checks are very important. They are significantly important. And no matter how desperate you are for an employee or somebody to help you, you might want to still use a background check just to get a little taste. You know what I'm saying? It's like walking in and looking at a buffet in some like foreign land you've never been before, and you just order off the menu and you don't know what you're ordering. You don't know, you want a little taste. You know what I mean? Like, can I have a little cup, a little sample? You know what I mean? You want a sample. You want to taste a little sample. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to order the whole dish and then be like, now you're stuck with the dish. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna pay for it. You paying for it, man. You paying for not taking that sample. You know what I mean? They come out like, oh, you want a sample? You want the sample? And you just don't take the sample. And then he's like, no, just give me the fruit. And then you eat it, and then you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And then you all stuck in a bad, you know, all kinds of bad stuff can happen. So what I'm saying is, you want to do a background check. All right. So I went through a whole bunch of different background check reviews and all this other stuff. And so what Leah and I signed up for is called CheckMate. So CheckMate is a full background check deal. There's a couple of packages or whatever. So I had never heard of them before we signed up for it. And ever since we signed up for it, I love it a lot. A lot. So it's $34 a month. So, I mean, you know, that's some money, you know, that's some change to have reoccurring every single month. You know, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but then when you're like, every single month that's coming out, whatever. You know what? I add that onto reoccurring bills because that is a necessity, man. So it's $34 a month. You get unlimited checks for $34 a month. So now if you are somebody who is solo operator, obviously you won't need it. You are somebody that hires people every now and again, I would say yes. If you don't know the person that you're hiring, I don't care if it's one guy, man. One person can ruin your life. Straight up Paul Abdul stuff right there. You know what I mean? One person can just ruin your life, man. So if you're going to hire one person, I would say absolutely get the app. Or a app, or there are free background checks and all that, but then, you know, all this other crap. I would say there's a bunch of them that were really good. I just ended up picking the CheckMate because it seemed like the best deal. You know what I mean? So I don't know who they are or anything like that. You know, I've never talked to anybody there. I just Googled best, you know, background search things. So it'll show property they've owned down to vehicles they've owned, you know, people everywhere they've lived. It'll show you know, any infraction, man, that has gone through a court system or the state. You know what I'm saying? It's there, and it's awesome. So it's just really important to do background checks, guys. I will tell you myself that I have been in situations where I regretted not doing a background check on a person. You know what I'm saying? So I really regretted it. And it can leave you vulnerable. It can open you up to all I mean, just like you're a wound out in the open, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can open you up to all kinds of stuff that is no good. So ever since doing the background, check, doing the app and running everybody through it, I feel much better, and so does Leah. So on background checks themselves, with that, I think that you should use discretion, and I think that you should use some compassion when reading and talking to some of these things, okay? Because sometimes people can be accused of doing things that they did not do because somebody else said they did something. You know what I'm saying? So given that, I will take certain things into account. I will listen to what they have to say, to explain it away, things like that. We're good to go. But when there are, I don't know, let's just say, let's think of something crazy. What's something crazy that you could just not get your head around, that nobody's just gonna make up? How about like lewd and lascivious acts, being naked in public in front of like old people? Like, that would be messed up. There's some other things like, breaking and entering, armed robbery, stuff like that. You're not really gonna explain that away. Breaking and entering, you could explain that away. Like, you get in a fight with your brother, and you go to his house and he doesn't want you there, and he's pissed because whatever y'all are fighting about, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. God, no, me and my brothers, now I can come up all day with stuff that you're fighting about. And then he says you broke in the house, and then you're done. You know what I'm saying? Then that's it. So you just gotta really be careful and get some explanations when you're talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta talk to people, because there's some crazy dudes out there, man. There's some crazy dudes, and there's some dudes that, want to harm and hurt people and all that. And you have to make sure that those people do not come anywhere near your job, because it's you're inviting them into your home basically by employing them. You're inviting them into your home, guys. You have to be very careful who you hire. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so desperate as to have somebody on the job because you need somebody so bad that you hire the wrong person and they cost you more than it was worth. You know what I'm saying? I've had people getting, not people, it's not some big thing, but once I had a dude, get in a fight, you know what I'm saying, on the job, some brand new dude, didn't do a background check on him, you know what I'm saying? Then I've later found out the dude, it was like assault and batteries out the butt. This is all stuff way back in the day and you learn, but background checks are really important. And again, like I said, you want to do the background check. You want to be objective when you go through the background check. And like I do, if you have any questions, man, ask them about it. And if something was 15 years ago, depending on what it is, yeah, I can look past it, but it depends on what it is and why it happened and where you're at now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a really temperamental glass that we walk on when it comes to hiring just anybody, without doing a background check. Dude, this person could be wanted by the FBI, man. If you don't do a background check, you have no idea. Then you just hired like America's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? And then the dude's got you held up at gunpoint, you know what I'm saying? Outside of your driveway. Just saying. You never know. And there have been crazy things. There was a landscaper down here that killed his boss and told everybody his boss said he could have the business. This happened in Jacksonville. Like, people can be nuts, man. Do background checks, guys. So that's all I have. This little short, message is, I want you guys to be safe out there. I want you to be cautious. I want you to be careful. In all seriousness, when we hire people, we are bringing them into our homes. They end up, mowing the house with us or coming around our family, you know what I mean? Not all the time, but a lot of times, it's just, we just have to be careful who we hire, man, You can't hire people that have backgrounds constantly stealing things or constantly battering people, you know what I mean? Like, and you can't do that, or you can if you want to, but, I'd stay away from that. You just got to be really careful, guys. So there's Leah backing out of the driveway. I don't know where she's going. So, uh-oh, she rolling the window down. It must be Sarah's. It must be Sarah. She's rolling the window down. Zoom! Hey.
Hey.
Hey. What are you doing, girl? See?
Errands.
Errands. I love you.
What are you doing?
Errands.
What are you making a video about?
Your face. Background checks, man.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Love you, girl. Anyway, background checks. And if I don't get my background check right, I gotta answer to her. You know what I'm saying? So, alright guys, well, we got, I gotta wrap this up. We have to go do some stuff, and we will be at the Gravely Ambassador meetup starting. We're gonna drive there tonight and meet our boy Jason Ambro. There's Jay, my neighbor Jay. Oh yeah, he's dancing. Oh yeah. Told y'all he'll usually dance, man. We're gonna go meet our boy Jason with Ambrose Landscaping. He's flying down there. We're gonna go there a day early, hang out there after we go to, we're gonna drive from here to Orlando, and then Orlando to where we're going, and it's gonna be real cool, man. It's gonna be neat what Gravely's doing for us all. So can't wait to get down there and meet up with those folks. I love the people at Gravely, man. They're really, really, really awesome people, and just can't wait to go hang out with them. So I'm gonna go do that and hope it doesn't rain on the guys today. And that's it. I'm gonna stop saying and a lot. I gotta go. Peace!